guys.
Hi there. It has been quite a while since we last updated you guys on what we've been doing.
We're back with an update. So we are in
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
As you can imagine by that loud bird making some sound.
For those of you that don't follow us on any other social media, obviously you would have last seen us in Banff, in Canada. And then a month later, we're in Costa Rica. So quick update on what happened since Banff.
Well, since Banff, we traveled back to Ontario with Benji. We parked Benji for the winter at my grandfather's house. And we flew back down to Costa Rica. And we've been here ever since, for about 3 weeks. Oksana's parents and brother came down. We did a little bit of vacationing with them around Costa Rica. And they have since gone back up to Canada. And now it's time for us to plan what our life's going to be like during this cold, frigid winter of Canada.
So now that we've been in Costa Rica for a few weeks, there's been a few projects that we've been working on in the background, and we wanted to update you on what's been going on. So we're gonna have 3 updates for you guys today. First update is about the hotel. So obviously a lot of you have been asking questions, and we've kind of been hiding a few things about the hotel.
We sold the hotel.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. We sold the hotel a couple of months ago now.
In July.
And yeah, it wasn't something we were planning on doing. We always saw the hotel as kind of a 5 to 10 year project. And it has been three and a half since we bought the hotel. And obviously, you know, COVID made it difficult for everybody in the tourism industry, and for a lot of hotels and hospitality businesses in Costa Rica in particular. But actually our hotel was doing okay. We were managing. We kind of changed things around and made sure that locals could now come and stay at the hotels. We kind of dropped the prices and just changed our offering a bit. So we were doing okay, and we weren't making a ton of money, but we certainly weren't in a really bad position.
Yeah, which is pretty fortunate for us. And obviously we had very good staff that were patient with us. So, you know, a few of the weeks we had to cut all hours by 50%, and even our managers were very understanding of that to help keep the hotel afloat, especially when there was no tourists allowed in the country. So we got through the toughest of parts, but then earlier this year, I think it was in January, February, we got approached by someone who was looking to buy a hotel in the area, and we sat down with this person. We told them it wasn't really for sale, but if they made us an offer we couldn't refuse, then we'd potentially think about it. And, you know, fast forward 6 months later, and back and forth and emails and calls and all that, and we finally agreed and sold the hotel. So we've handed that over to them. They've changed the name of it, so if you guys look for Driftaway Eco Lodge, you still might find some of the remnants of it, but they've now called it Blue Zone Resort and Retreat.
Yes.
It's still pretty much the same hotel. They're making some changes here, which is good, because sometimes, you know, because we invested so much money into it, sometimes it can get a little bit stagnant, and we're a little bit, I don't know, a bit more picky about investing more money in until we can see more money come back. So a change of ownership sometimes is good, because it just freshens up the place a bit more, and they have a bit more money and a bit more vision to take that forward. And I think Oksana and I both realized through this process that we're very good at building things. So we love actually the process of building and renovating and getting a new business up and running. We are less interested in the day-to-day administration of all these businesses. We have a lot going on, and travel is our #1 priority right now, so that's what we want to focus on going forward, especially as hopefully COVID dies down a bit and we are allowed to go to more of these countries. So
yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet situation. Obviously we're really happy to have sold it, because like Max said, we weren't absolutely loving the day-to-day management of it, and it was a fantastic business decision. It's just, we made an investment, we made good profit out of it, and it just made sense to do it. But at the same time, there's a little bit of bitterness of it. I personally feel quite sad. We put a lot of effort into it, and a lot of just love, sweat, and tears, and it's sad to see it go.
Sweat and tears?
Sweat and tears, tears and sweat. Some blood maybe on the side. It's a little bit sad, of course, and, you know, especially because we're still in the community. We still literally walk by the hotel almost every day.
The hotel is literally 100 meters from where we are right now.
So we see it, we hear people talk about it, and it is sad that we don't have that anymore, but like any business, you build it, you know, have it grow up, and then you let it go, like I guess you do with children. I wouldn't know, but that's what we hear. So that baby is gone. The baby is gone, and it has graduated, and it's onto a new life.
Yes.
And so are we.
And because of that, we have update number 2. Number two. So while we were beginning the process of selling the hotel, we decided to join in and help my mother build a luxury home. So there's a gated community that we like to go to. We might have showed it in one of our vlogs or two.
Yeah.
Where they have a nice little pool house and beach house and all that kind of stuff. So that's just down the road, about 5 or 10 minutes. And my mother has had a lot there for the last 10 or 15 years. And we finally decided that we're going to build a nice luxury home in there. So we started the process about 6 months ago. We went through all the whole design, architecture, 3D renderings, all that kind of stuff. Lots of work, kind of similar to what we had done for the hotel, of trying to pick out how we wanted to execute our vision in this house. And yeah, it was a long, tedious process, but we got through it. We were in Australia in the outback having calls with the architect and structure engineer in Costa Rica. So we were doing that all while we were in Australia on the road, which was great. The product is very nice. We got approval. It's quite a tedious process where we're building the house to get approval from the committee.
Because it's a gated community, so they're very strict.
Yeah, like all the roofs have to be identical with terracotta roofs, and you can't have this and you can't have that, and you can't have one-way slanted roofs. They have to be Spanish colonial style. So it was a lot of hoops to jump through because we were obviously trying to push a more modern twist on Spanish colonial homes. But I think we came out with a very cool design, and the construction crew actually broke ground about 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So they cleared out the lot. All the leveling has been happening last week. And then this week coming up, they are starting to actually dig up the foundation and then actually lay the foundation work. So it's full hands on deck. And during this time, I'm going to be assisting with the build and just making sure that things are going smooth while we're in Costa Rica. Just because we are trying to test out some new building structures that, while common in North America, have not been common in Costa Rica. So we want to try to build a more energy efficient home. So we're using SIP panels, which are structurally engineered panels, which are just insulated with siding on them, where most of the construction here has typically been with rebar and cinder blocks, concrete blocks. So we're just trying some new techniques. We want to try to make something that's super efficient and just very fresh and airy.
Yeah, and so the plan for this project is to be a rental home, or at least at the very beginning. So it's going to be 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms.
It's 4.5 bedrooms.
4.5 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms plus a office, which can be an additional bedroom.
Yeah, and it's got a private pool, and it's in a beautiful community. Yeah, where there's like hiking trails and biking trails and all that other stuff to do. So it's definitely a project that anyone will be able to visit and participate in. And it allows us sort of for an opportunity to build something more luxury, like Max was saying, more eco-friendly, sustainable, something that we didn't get a chance to do with the hotel because it was already built and we just got a chance to renovate it. We didn't get to start from scratch and do it the way that we would have done it. So we've always felt like we were sort of missing that opportunity, and that's really the part we love to do. So we now get a chance to do it with this luxury home, and then, you know, who knows if this goes well and we have a beautiful home and people are coming and wanting to stay, maybe we'll build another one and another one.
Who knows?
It is, you know, building something from scratch is something we really love doing, as we have found out over the last few years. You know, we started with the hotel, and then we built Benji, the van, in Canada, and then we built Tilly, the van, in Australia, and we've just...
Troopy.
The Troopy. I'm sorry, she's not a van, she's a Troopy. Very different. And it was just a really cool experience. Obviously, Max had learned a lot about construction on a very tiny scale, but still, like, tons of knowledge that we didn't have before. And that has given us a lot of confidence to jump into something like a big luxury construction here, even though we have a full crew on site. Max is, like he said, taking on the job of a project manager and just kind of running with it. So yeah, we came back just in time for the construction to start. And we want to know how much you guys want to see of it. Do you want to see videos of this build? It's obviously going to take a long time. We're thinking at least a year. Our goal...
Until it's fine. We want it to be finished by next Christmas, next high season. We obviously have a lot of work to do. We think we might be able to gain some time, lose some time here. But yeah, we're looking at least 9 months to a year for the whole
And we
project.
won't be here for the entire time, so we're not going to start a whole series on building the house and
Building
then,
the house in Costa Rica.
do that for the next year. That's not what's going to happen. But we are super keen to share some of the stuff that we're doing here if you guys want to see what it's like. So drop us a comment and let us know if you're interested in seeing the process of building a house in Costa Rica, and we'll definitely make some videos about it.
Absolutely.
So,
Last update.
That's the house. Last update is our travel plans. So obviously a lot of you have been asking what our plan is. Are we going to stay in Costa Rica for a few months, or are we going to go somewhere? So the plan is, yes, we are going to go somewhere. We're not just parked up here for 6 months or so. We are starting to travel a bit more, or that's our hope at least, in 2022. And our first trip is to
Ecuador.
kind of a random country.
We were planning on potentially going down to Argentina.
Yes, we were.
But the flights are just out of this world, astronomically expensive.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking $2,000 per person for a flight. And
Yeah.
because we're working on this project, we just don't. If we were going to go down there, we'd have to make it worth our while, and we'd have to spend, a month down there, and it just, because of the time of year, it just doesn't make sense. If we wanted to go down to Argentina in March, the flights are like $400 each. So the prices are
Just seems
out of
too
this world.
expensive.
Yeah, too expensive. And then we potentially look to go into Chile, and then crossing over the border to Mendoza, but then there's all these testing requirements, and it's so hard to country hop like we had typically done in the past during COVID times, because not all countries have this bubble system where if you've been in X country for this long or you got tested, then you're fine to go to the next country. So it just makes that kind of more quicker travel, which we would have had to do over Christmas because we wanted to see some things, not possible. So that's why we decided to go to Ecuador. We've been to Ecuador, but mostly it was just like one night in Quitos, and then we went to Galapagos with a wonderful tour provider. And that was, I think, in 2017?
17. That was 5 years ago.
Or 16?
17.
17. April, I think, 2017.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since we've been back. So it's going to be a fun thing. We're going to do a bit more mainland this time. So we're going to do some hiking. We're going to do potentially some Amazon, some coastal Ecuador. We might go back to Galapagos. We're talking with some people about potentially going back there to see how things have changed, because I'm sure they've changed in 4 years. Maybe do some things that we haven't seen. So that's pretty exciting.
So we're going for 3 weeks. That's 4. We're only going for 3.
1, 2, 3.
So we're leaving right after Christmas. We decided to spend Christmas here in Costa Rica with family. Some of you might not know, but Max's mom lives here full time. So does his sister, and his sister's 2 babies, our nieces, as well as now Max's grandfather has moved down to Costa Rica as well. So big family gathering here. We've got some friends coming down to visit as well. So it's going to be a busy and fun Christmas that we're going to spend here. And then literally like 2 days after,
27th, yeah.
we are off to Ecuador. And then we'll be back middle of January. And we'll be back here. And then we've got a few other trips kind of in the works for January and February. And we'll keep you guys posted on that. I'm not going to reveal them yet because they just might not happen because, COVID and all. But we're definitely planning some more travels. And then, of course, one thing that we hope is going to be for sure is our trip in summer, I guess spring, summer of next year, when we go back to Canada once the snow melts.
Yes.
And the temperatures go back to normal. We're gonna go back, we're gonna pick up Benji from hibernation, and we're gonna set off on 3-4 months road trip to the East Coast. So we've mentioned that before, and that is still the plan. We're still very excited to do that, but for now, Benji is in hibernation and we are in Costa Rica.
And
So
yeah, that's pretty much the updates.
that's
isn't
about
it?
the update. Let us know what else you guys want to hear. Obviously, as we're here, we are sort of taking a bit of a step back from vlogs. We're not traveling as much on a day-to-day basis.
There's not a lot that changes on a day-to-day basis here.
Yeah,
Let's just
we
be
do a lot
honest
of
with you.
working. It's a lot of beach time,
It's
workout.
a lot of Groundhog Day, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just we're 200 meters from the ocean, so it's lovely. We can go for sunset swims all the time. We can work out on the property here. So it's just Groundhog Day. We're not going out and
It's what
doing all
most
these
people
exploring.
do all the time. They just live a routine life. We're just so not used to it. But I think this is normal for most people.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess
So they
so.
work
Yeah.
and they, hang out with family, and then they just, go to the gym.
I guess so.
So this is very new to us. We don't usually do a routine, but we're gonna do it for the next few months while we oversee the build of the house. And if we do go on any trips, of course, around Costa Rica, which we plan on doing, we'll do vlogs all about
and
that.
Ecuador as well.
And of course, we'll do tons of coverage of Ecuador, so you guys will get a chance to see what it's like to travel right now, and with the restrictions and whatnot, and where we're gonna go. But yeah, let us know if there's anything else you want to see. Do you want to see what life looks like in Costa Rica? Do you want to see more of the house build?
Because we're soon going to be experts on property development in Costa Rica.
Well, that's the hope, right? All right, guys, we're going to say goodbye for now and I'll let you go. This is going to be the last vlog for this year, so happy holidays, happy new year. We'll see you on the other side. And in the meantime, make sure you tune into our Instagram. We tend to post stories almost on a daily basis. So if you want to stay updated on what's going on, catch you there.
Take care, guys.
Bye.